Hi, my name is Gabriel Costilla, and I am running for Vice President of the United Teachers of Wichita. I teach at West High School. I teach English, speech, debate, and forensics. And I'm just going to take a little bit of time to answer some questions that teachers from across the district have asked me on one of these Google Forms that I posted online. You're going to still have that opportunity to do so as well. The link will be posted above. So please ask me your questions. I'm going to respond to them in just the same fashion throughout the rest of this campaign. And remember, the election is in September. And you got to be a pro rep to vote, but it doesn't mean that I still don't want to hear your voice. So first one, we're going to try to do this quickly. We have an anonymous high school teacher. And she says, how will you stand out from the other two individuals running? And what will you start doing day one in the office? So, how will I stand out from the other two individuals running? First of all, let me just say I don't want to say anything badly about my two opponents. They're great guys. They put in a lot of good work for the union, and I really respect them. I don't think that for any reason this has to be a negative campaign, and I 100% intend to work with them after this campaign. However, I do believe that of us three candidates, I'm the only candidate that is willing to take bold action to move this union to where I think it needs to go. And, I often get called the idea guy in the union right now. I serve on the e-board, I serve on the COPE committee, all those things. And man, Gabe, that's a good idea. Yeah, Gabe, that's a real good idea. We should look into that. Well, I'm running because I'm tired of being the idea guy. I've got so many ideas. And I know you do too, and I know you've probably heard the same refrain, like, that's a really good idea. Well, if you're tired of just having these good ideas, like me, then it's time for us to do something different. And I hope you look at me and you see that I am willing to take those actions, to do something different, to turn ideas into reality. As far as the second question, what's something I'm going to do when my first day in office? Well, my number one goal since I've joined this union is for us to be organized. I really believe that there's no way we can accomplish the things that we want to do unless we can be organized, united, with one voice. And there's some people that think, well, Wichita teachers, we just can't do that. Maybe in those big other cities on the East Coast or the West Coast or whatever, yeah, they do that kind of thing, but we can't do it. Well, I believe that we can. And maybe it starts there. Maybe it just starts there with that belief that we can organize, that we can do better for ourselves, that we can get the respect that we deserve. So I believe that is the number one focus of what I'm going to do as soon as I get into office, is to work to organize all of us. Okay, so another question we have from elementary teacher Rachel Horn, and she asked, what can you say to new teachers about the importance of bargaining for the common good? Okay, so if you've never heard this term, bargaining for the common good, the idea is that we as teachers have a responsibility, and really it benefits us as teachers to not just bargain for our salaries, but to bargain for how things operate in our buildings, how things operate in our district, and how things operate in our community. And the idea is that if we do that, if we think beyond just our salary, then we start seeing changes happening all over our community, and it benefits our students, it helps with behavior, it helps with our just general well-being as teachers. And so I think that that's something really important that we need to do. The only way we're going to be able to do it, though, is if we have the power to be able to effectively and quickly deal with salary, so that we also have time in negotiations and throughout the rest of the year in order to deal with these other common interests that we have with our community. And it kind of helps to set us up whenever the district might say, like, oh, the teachers are just, they're just being so selfish and they just care about themselves and they just want to get their salary and they don't care about nurses or they don't care about the students. I mean, that's going to be a really hard thing to sell whenever the community knows that we are looking out for them, and when we go to the table, we are bargaining for everybody. Let's see, another question we have is from high school teacher Tina Sorensen, who she teaches with me at West High, so she's going to make sure she kind of holds me accountable to this question. So, what are your goals for vice president, and will you fight for the veterans? So, as for the first one, I kind of beyond, I've already talked about organizing and bargaining for the common good, and I think those are really important things that I want to try to focus on. But beyond that, I also have two other things that I think that our union needs to do a better job of. One of those is that we need to do a better job of understanding the wants and needs of our members. Too often, I've sat in meetings with leadership in the union, and somebody will say, well, I've heard this, well, I heard this, and we get into arguments, and it doesn't really go anywhere because that's just anecdotal data, right? We need real data. We need to be able to say, well, I've got 30% of teachers that are saying this and 60% are saying this, so we can have real conversations and really figure out what's going on in these buildings, and so we can move forward. And I tell you, when we have that information, that's another reason why the district is going to take our demand seriously, when we have that data. So when we push out a survey, that's one way that we can get data, but I think that we can get creative, I think we can get innovative, and obviously I'm all down for getting input, because this is why, one of the reasons I'm doing this video, right? The other thing that I think is really important for us to do a better job of as a union is having a united voice with a singular message that we're trying to push to the community, to students, to other teachers, to the district, and right now we just don't have that. One of the things that I've fought for an e-board is trying to start a PR committee, and their charge as a PR committee would be to do just that, to try to give us on a singular message, so that we're not, being told like, well, I just don't really know what the union stands for. I don't even know what they're doing. Like, I hate when I hear other teachers say that, and I know that we hear that from other people in the community and even from the district. So I want it to be really clear exactly what we stand for and what we're trying to do. All right, so another question we have, high school teacher Terilyn Cohn serves on the e-board. She's asking, what do you see as a way to get teachers motivated to share their voice? And this is kind of a really tough question, because obviously if you just talk one-on-one with a teacher, that teacher's going to go on and on and on, and you're going to have a hard time to get that teacher to stop talking, right? Because they're very passionate about what they do, and we know that we have the solutions, we see the problems, and we know how to fix them, but we're afraid to speak up and tell the people that we need to tell. And I think that until we get past that fear, we're just going to be running in that same circle. So I think the way we get past that fear is by building trust in our union. And I say that I don't just mean trust in our leadership in our union. I'm talking about trust as an organization, that everything, the committees, the pro reps, the e-board, everybody and the entire system is geared into such a way that you as an individual can be confident that when you speak up, you have all of us behind you. I want you to just get that image in your head. Anytime that you go up to go talk to an administrator or talk to another teacher or talk to a parent, you're never just walking up there by yourself. You're walking up there with all of us. And whenever they see you, and they know you're a union member, I want them to see us too. So last little thing here, we got a comment from elementary teacher Robert Castleberry. He says, in this time of need, we need to come and be united and not be fearful of what might happen. We need to stand strong for what we believe in. So I think that's right on point, Robert. So thank you for that. And I want to say that he's right, that it can't just be Kim, our current president. It can't be me, hopefully, as your soon-to-be VP. It can't just be your e-board or your pro reps, right? It's got to be all of us coming together. And really, I think for me, the biggest thing is that we have to believe in ourselves. We have to stop saying that, oh, this is just the way it's always been. I hope that if you're voting for me, it's because you believe that we can and should do more. So, like I said, feel free to comment some more down below. I can try to get some discussion down there. And if you fill out the form, then I will answer your questions via video like this. I hope to see you in September, and I hope you have your vote. Once again, my name is Gabriel Costilla, and it's been a pleasure.